So there's code on screen, pause if you want to look at it, but all I'm trying to display here, as I will be switching in a few seconds, is that when you use commas in certain parts of Ito code, at least for PERM, because again this is specifically for PERM, you can use commas as is, but as you saw in the, when you have to say use prizes, then you have to use a comma with the, well, I forgot what. I always forget if it's called backslash or forward slash, but you get the point. Whatever slash that was, you have to use that. Oh boy, self-proclaimed programmer, by the way. Herald 7th Curse. But if the thumbnail wasn't any indicator, the other part of this is just also shifting something I've made pretty much in the last episode, or the last 2 episodes, and using them on another character, just so that if you can see something else, well, I probably should have made that the code, but you can basically just give the item. And the reason you can give an item or status effect that you intended for a certain character to another character, and I will explain more on that in a moment. So, as we get into Herald 7th Curse random item stats, Nurse Miku here. Again, all I really did, and in fact, I could have been cool and changed the graphic. I did not. So, yeah, could have replaced the custom character here with Miku, but I didn't. So, and the reason for that, if for those who don't know PERM at all, is basically if you make a custom item, status, curse, perk, ally in PERM, then you can essentially you're usually assigning that to a character and having it not available anywhere else. I'll mention that more on that in a moment as we get strength, knowledge, Takushi-san, charisma, second mystery, and maybe a dexterity check. But as I also scoot closer, for items specifically, they're usually by default, I think, added to certain shops here and there, but you can toggle them to not be available in shops, basically, with PERM. I'm saying this because this is literally information that you'll find if you just go and try out PERM yourself, or try making something with PERM with the template, but meh. Nails, Footage, Recluse, Bloom, and Taxi. We might have had 3 custom mysteries, but I'm just going to say Bloom and Taxi for now. We do have a Recluse into a Nails fight, so... and then we have Taxi, so I have to take these in some order. We'll take Nails first. If we're healthy enough for Recluse, we'll deal. And we can move on to the gameplay strat for this. And that's really saying that, especially with a character that has a lot of good combat capability, or combat possibilities, something like My Amazing Collection, or something that rewards you for defeating enemies, is going to become a lot more powerful. Unless you're rewarded, and in this case you wouldn't be rewarded, unless you're rewarded with, say, an item that hurts you for whatever reason. But again, that wouldn't be a reward, that would be a detriment. But I don't usually like to just add slaps to the face for no reason. There are exceptions, like say you're making a difficulty for a game or making a harder difficulty, then yeah, sure, alright, you can tweak the numbers to make things harder if it's like a difficulty or something. But if you're giving a character, if you're trying in this case to make a character unique, you don't want to make them unique in a way that's purely negative or overly negative, is what I'm trying to say. High threat level downtown, max village and max seaside, question mark? We have Taxi, something and something. So I guess we'll do downtown for the moment. Actually, we have village investigations, I'm pretty sure. I want to say Bloom is going to be taking me. Anyway, rewinding back to what I was talking about. I forgot, never mind. I'll probably remember in a moment, but as we're in an encounter now, let's try and deal with it for the My Amazing Collection buff. So, yeah, but what I mentioned... Actually, do I want to fight? Yeah, I guess we do. Unless we just miss a bunch of attacks, but we shouldn't. So... yeah, off we go. Oh yeah, so adding basically big negatives. Oh my sweet goodness, I missed the last possible one. That makes me feel sad. Yeah, we're also fighting a boss here. So I think we'll be okay. If we throw the Eldritch Fluid and then do a Desperate Prep Strong, we should be just fine. And if not, well, guess I'm going to find out quickly. But 9 damage, okay, good. And we get a Holy Candle, and we get a Broken Bottle. I don't know, I think it was the end that, the end of the mystery that gave me the Broken Bottle. Yeah, because magic items, no, maybe they do, never mind, I'm going crazy. Because I added, I mean, I can inspect this right here for my own help. Magic item or magic item, yeah, so I think, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm just trying to remember at the moment, Holy Candle counts as a magic, yeah, magic item. I mean, I'm just trying to make a connection there. It could very well be... for if it's part of like the poor pool, I'm pretty sure it isn't. Yeah, how would I know, right? Anywho, Recluse with 7 reason. We do have things to throw. So you know what? we only have 2 knowledge. I just realized. I think I just destroyed myself. Well, hey, in that case, I will just move forward. We do get a lot of throw damage. I don't think it's going to be worth it because I'm only going to be doing, I think, 2 damage per. In fact, I'm doing less because the syringe is slapped by random item stats, I just realized. So that's what I get for autopiloting. But since I would theoretically die before the end of the second mystery, we can do another run in this video. But otherwise, back to the topic I was talking about. Just making sure I don't have a curse I need to get rid of. But yeah, I don't like to just slap. I personally don't prefer the design that is slapping, making a character unique by having them basically be purely or overly detrimental. An example of this would be if Miku had low stats as is and didn't get anything for her doom increases. That's one very, very, very simplified example. How much do I get per sever? Oh, that's bad. I need a brace. Oh, no, I don't need a brace. I can offer all of these funds, but boy, oh boy, do I not get anything else for this. Can we go for a dodge? No, we can't. I mean, it's not like I could go for a brace either, but it would have been nice. Well, yeah, we just sit here and do our rest. So, we definitely throw what we can at this, but the problem is we don't get much more out of it. In fact, did that even do a lot of damage, or am I going crazy? 3 damage. That scale. Let's see. It looks like it scales off of something. Anyway, I might as well use the syringe then. Whoopsie doopsie. Well, I don't think we're gonna be okay. So I actually have to use this holy candle, and even after using the holy candle, it's not gonna be enough because I can't do anything. So, wow, we are actually just stuck. Wow. All right, cool. Just take this in the face. I can't even go for a dodge. Dodge is what I consider usually a last resort play. And by now, it's a little too late to just try to guess the ghost connection. But, the ghost ritual. But out of curiosity, hey, 3 ritual moves, right? But, yeah, let's do another run. So, hey, it's Zictast. Although, since we're playing as Miku, it's gonna hurt a lot less, and we thankfully don't have random item stats to just nerf our syringe damage to the ground. Hey, your base tip for the day is when you're playing on a random item stats run, check the item that you have or that you want, because you never know, that extra point that's missing is sometimes not good. Usually, it's not gonna be good. But anywho, as we get into a Zictast run here. We finally get a normal syringe. That was absolutely dreadful. Knowledge, Toxi-san, Light, Charisma, Dexterity, maybe a second mystery check? But we definitely have, I think, Toxi-san. Wow, I already forgot. Why do I do this to myself? But, yeah, the other side of this video is me trying to go over basically giving, hey, what happens when certain characters have certain perks that usually belong to another character? Although this is going over really custom character stuff as we get Nails, Madness, Bloom, Coma, Recluse. So we get our salty run back, but we still take Nails now. So that's very coincidental. I get Nails and Recluse again in the same run, but we'll deal. Maybe it's our salty run back. Now this time our max threat levels are on the Forest Village again, but Forest is usually going to be a good pick. But since I don't remember, I think Bloom also takes us into the forest, but I feel like it takes us into the village for equal measure. Let's find out if I survive that long. So, yeah, I don't want to fight a ghost here though. If I were on Scars or something, perhaps I would entertain the thought, but nah. But yeah, I wanted to give a character something else. So Miku is not the most combat capable character, but her mayhem does allow her to ignore certain mechanics, Zictast being one specific example. Although curses can still zero stat you and just absolutely destroy your run on RNG, but with mayhem you at least don't have to worry about forcing stats on level up. And you can focus on whatever you want to focus on. Now, again, since Miku starts with low stats, that's a sentence to say. But you can still basically be okay with stats, especially if Zictast gives you stats with Zictast events. So, yeah, not really much else to mention on that front. Let's hope we hit both attacks here, or at least 2 attacks, and 95% time. Now, at this point, you could say also it's really a shame that we didn't get the weird substance earlier, but as we equip the patina ring just for giggles here, We will think about handcuffing this. Depends on if we miss a lot of attacks. Oh, why am I tired? Anyway. Gamble again. It would be really sad if we couldn't handcuff this. And off we go. Funny Mask and Toma Rot. So again, with good RNG, hey, things can happen. Although in the previous run, I just did not make the right decision. So there's not really much else to say on that. Oh, we don't have any more thingamajiggies because we immediately lost the bath. Level up Adrenaline. I'm actually going to reroll once here. Alright, just get nothing, I guess. We could take Fast Learner. We're going to get slapped a few times. The question is if the level... No, it's not. Just, who am I kidding? So, into Recluse again I go? Question mark? We have more reason to work with, but now I'm just curious at this point. So, deal 8 damage to human enemies. We're fighting a ghost, so that's a moot point. But let's hope the Funny Mask gives us reason, and then maybe we can make something else happen. We have a bottle of water that we can just drink and then throw. It's because we have the thingamajiggy, we lost our bath, then we're not really incentivized to keep the bottle unless you think you're going to get sludge or something. But that's a different topic entirely. And also hoping that we get other stuff, good stuff upon RNG for my amazing collection. But that's RNG. Now, I don't exactly remember the item pools, and for those who don't know at all, basically item pools are things that are usually given to you at random, not like curses and injuries where you can just, where you can get any curse or any injury. When an item pool is called for, it can only draw, well, as the name might suggest, certain items from a pool of items. So, for example, you will never get the katana from the poor pool. In fact, I don't think you can get the katana anywhere in any of the pools. You can make your own randomization through PERM, but aside from that, no. But let's see here. You can also band-aid up a solution as well, but let me just focus here for a moment because we are having some ghost problems. So, I still don't think it's worth doing a thing. I guess we're gonna find out because, yeah, we go through 4 terms. Sorry, 3 turns, but no, 4 turns of Sever, which is not enough, because with 4 turns we do 16 HP's worth of damage. So let's just see if this does damage. It does, so if I throw the Funny Mask, we should be able to get out. But yeah, character with low knowledge, and a fast weapon, but it's not as effective, as you can see here. But it's also the knowledge. Not having 4 knowledge and above, I guess this is your second piece of advice for anyone who's new to World of War. Knowledge scales every 4 knowledge, you get an extra point of sever damage. Specifically, I think it's only sever damage because, yeah, I don't do anything other than sever these days on Harbinger of Doom difficulty. So hey, there was a point I feel that I did try to go for. I'm trying to think because I just saw the Holy Candle in the inventory and I got really spooked. But I went for Ghost Rituals. And there is some math behind it, especially, and if you want the bottom line, or the simple version, if a ghost is only doing 1 damage, feel free to go for the ghost, or try to figure out the ghost ritual for the run. Now, are you going to run into 2 or more ghosts in the same run? No, because for those who don't know, a ghost ritual is only valid for the run that it's in, or in the current run that you're doing. So if you do 2 different runs, there are 2 different ghost rituals, unless you're just very lucky and they're both the same ritual. But the odds of that are about 1.5-ish%. So shrug, right? Also, this is another ghost encounter, so you know what? Funny enough, this probably would have been okay to look for a thing. But yeah, look for the ghost ritual. And the other side of that, just to mention quickly, because I think it's important to be said here, is that there is basically a logical way to find out. I did not recover. I meant to rest before this. Now we're taking stamina damage, but we don't have the stamina to survive this. In fact, even if I did, actually, you know what? Let's do a little thought experiment here. Let's say we had 13 stamina, because that's the max stamina you'll usually have on Harbinger of Doom. With Nurse Miku here, I think I had items in the thingamajiggy too, but the storage. But so we get 5 turns of sever damage, which I can already feel is not enough. Yeah. So if we do 5 turns of 2 severs per turn, we only get 10. Am I going crazy? No, I'm going 20 damage, right? Yeah, 20 damage. So, and we don't even have that much. So, barring a dodge play, which we can't even do, I guess we just take it here. There's literally no other way out. I don't think we have any other way out. We can't do anything else here. So, you know, what we can do is just guess for the Ghost Ritual. At this point, we don't have enough guesses, so we literally need to get it right in the first try. Or actually the second try. 2 Ritual, so I'm just going to guess. Literally, we only have, like, 2 guesses left, because, and the reason for that is because when you are hit by a... When you try to go for the Ghost Ritual, you get hit whether you succeed or not. So we're going to do clap, clap, bow, 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 and I hope this is the ritual. It's not, so sadness happens. I'm going to say that we... No, because there are only 2 claps, I just realized. I did not go... Well, you can still kind of do a tree method, but we don't have enough guesses anyway. And the reason I say that is because, well, we... Again, as I just mentioned, trying to go for the Ghost Ritual means that you cannot... You will be taking damage and you can die. Unless that's been changed somehow, even though we've been in version 1.01 and I don't do enough... admittedly, I don't go for a lot of Ghost Rituals, but at the same time, it's not... We can't even do dodge into a Ghost Ritual, so I'm just really, really sad. The last thing I can do is guess what the Ghost Ritual may be. So, you know what we can do here? I'm going to just flip this around and hope this is correct. Somehow. I don't think it would be, but anywho. We're actually on sudden death, but now at this point I've just been very, very inefficient. I'm just guessing and I'm not following the flowchart. Oh my sweet goodness. Well, we still don't even survive if we heal stamina here, but yeah, just to let you know, there is a there is a flowchart if you want to do it, but you can also logically try and guess the Ghost Ritual yourself. It'll take you, I think, 5 turns max, but on 5 turns, obviously, we don't have that time on Harbinger difficulty. So, off we go. I think we're actually bugged here a little bit. Question mark? I mean, we lost a bath anyway, so no matter what I do... I mean, I can weird substance here, but I'm just gonna soft house rule myself into a loss here. So without further ado, as we try to take Bloom and fail, hey, I'll see you in the next video!